Hey friends, this is Tamara Rubin, tamararubin.com, leadsafemama.com, and I'm here to talk to you briefly about milk bottles. And I want you to know that most milk bottles are painted with lead paint. And that's really, really frustrating. They're also all from this company, StanPac. I don't know if you can see that, StanPac. And unless you're in California, or unless they were originally shipped to California for production, they are normally painted with lead paint. This one is from New Hampshire, I believe. And I'm just going to do a quick lead check swab to show you guys this. And what's interesting is this is red. So here's the goo from the lead check swab. And this one is red, but when you rub it with the lead check swab, the pink color that resolves, because it's 33,000 parts per million lead, it's not the red of the paint. It's a pink color that's very distinct from the red of the paint. It's kind of hard to tell in the video, but right away this turns bright red, and that means that the paint can come off. And what we've done is we've done some dust wipe samples. We had somebody did some leach testing of the exterior, and we demonstrated that the lead can come off of the outside of these bottles. Now the interesting thing is, and pretty much every single milk bottle I've ever seen is made by StanPac. This one is for a milk company in California. This one's lead-free. So California companies have lead-free milk bottles, and that's because the state of California doesn't allow lead-painted milk bottles. Go figure, we have one state that is that way. Now this one is from Oregon, and this is our local dairy, and we found out that their bottles were painted with lead paint, and we got pissed. And my friend Katie went to them and said, hey, you know, this is a problem, and we wrote them, and I showed them the test results. And a year later, they said, hey, we talked to StanPac, and we got them done without lead paint. Well, I tested this, and while this is a lead-free paint because they requested it, because it's got a reddish color, it actually has cadmium, which causes cancer. It's a trace cadmium. It's, I think, in the 200 to 300 parts per million range. But it's not lead. The problem is this company is in Canada. They're legally allowed to import these lead-painted bottles to every dairy in America except for California. And they're doing it without telling the dairies. When I contacted dairies from Maine to Vermont to New Hampshire to New York to Connecticut and said, hey, did you know your bottles are painted with lead paint? Most of them said, we have no idea. And then they contacted StanPac and said, hey, we don't want lead-painted bottles. And StanPac's like, oh, you have to request the lead-free bottles. That's BS, because a lot of these companies are selling organic, free-range milk, and they're doing it in glass to be healthier and more environmentally friendly. And this paint does wear over time. That's all for now. That's my 3 minutes. tamararubin.com, leadsafemama.com. Demand lead-free milk bottles.